Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beat Out Dustino, and coming at you again today with yet another video. And I got a surprise guest today because I need entries into the contest for MGK Boston. He's doing his push to a trillion contest. He needs 1 trillion subscribers. I think we're going to get him there. I think it's going to happen, isn't it? But anyways, he wanted a guest star in it to get double entry. So here's my guest star, my mom. Say hi, Mom.
How are you all doing?
All right. Well, let's see some more on this contest after the intro. So we're a little cozy here. I got my little spot here. There's not a lot of, we really had to do some figuring out on how to do this, but we're gonna have some fun here with this. So, but yeah, MGK Boston is running the contest here. I think it might be for $50, but I know for sure if you're within a 40-mile radius, or he might have made it a 50-mile radius of Buffalo. I'm sorry, he just moved from Boston, and his name is Boston in the title, but now he's in Buffalo. But if you're in a 50-mile radius of Buffalo, they'll bring you a cheesecake if you win the contest. So,
but we think it's cold enough he could deliver it here to North Dakota.
That's true. You could just ship it. You don't need to put in any special mail or anything. As long as it stays like kind of in that northern area there, I think it should get here nice and safe. Yeah. But anyways, let's get on with the questions here. He's got 10 questions for the contest. And the first one is kind of one you and me kind of share a lot of these experiences.
Right.
And it's what's your favorite vacation spot? Where do you like to go? And if you haven't been there, where would you like to go? And she's kind of showing you on the shirt here. This is Lake Superior. We love going to Duluth, Minnesota, which would be kind of about there on the lake there. We absolutely love traveling around Lake Superior and that. And right. I know we've always talked about going to the other lakes and exploring them. So maybe we'll take you up on that cheesecake offer if we win here. We'll make a road trip to Buffalo. That's right on one of the lakes. We haven't been to that one yet. So
no, we like Lake Superior, but we want to, and we've done Lake Michigan.
Yes, that's true. We've been around Lake Michigan some with Wisconsin, and I've been, without you, I've been down to Chicago and kind of that northern Indiana area. I've seen the Lake Michigan from there, but yeah, haven't been to, well, we did see Lake, when we went over the Mackinac Bridge. What lake is that is it Ontario?
Ontario, yeah.
Yeah, where that kind of connects in with Superior in Michigan there. So, because we traveled from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan down to the Glove of Michigan one time, and yeah, we took the Mackinac Bridge over. So yeah. But yeah, we always like going there. But aside from that, Bemidji, Minnesota is a really cool place. That's another one just for a quick trip. And then we also like the Pacific Northwest. We've been there quite a few times. You've been there maybe more than me, but yeah. We've been there, and hopefully this summer we're going to be doing another trip there to go visit my her sister, my aunt, and my cousin that's out there, her niece, and
meet her new husband.
Yeah, meet her new husband. She got married on Thanksgiving. Kind of an odd one there. It was quite a Thanksgiving. We had birthdays, and we had Thanksgiving, and we had a wedding all in one Thanksgiving. It was
all in one day.
Yeah, we had quite a day that day. But anyways. I think she'll stick around. We'll do some of the next things here. The next one is she's just going to kind of hang out on this, but the next one is name a solo artist everyone seems to like but you can't stand. Well, I had a tough time with this because I can't think of any just solo artists I can't stand. I like a lot of music. I really do. I've came to that conclusion. And the only thing I could come up with was Gwen Stefani and only one specific song, which is Holler Back Girl. I can't stand that song. Absolutely can't stand it. And it seems like most people like Gwen Stefani. Do you like Gwen Stefani?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, there we go. See, most people like her. At least the most people in the room here right now. But anyways, that'll be that one. And let's move on to the next one here. And it's name a band. Now we went from solo artist to band that everyone seems to love, but you can't stand. And now she probably won't even hear these guys, but the one I got written down is Limp Bizkit. I just cannot stand them, and I've talked to people at work and that, and it seems like they like them, and I can't stand them. It seems like most other people I talk to seem to like them, and I just can't stand them. They're more 90s, so
Yeah, and I don't like
probably,
the name.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's not
A
very
weird
good.
name.
I had a couple of bands there that I got more bands I can't stand than solo artists, so I guess that's kind of an interesting thing. So then the next one up is show a jazz album. This is the fourth question here. I guess I'm not saying that. And I don't have a lot of jazz albums, and the one that I want to find, I can't find. It's somewhere hidden in the house. But he's an artist on here, and this is the soundtrack for Treme, the HBO show. If you haven't seen this, this is great. If you like The Wire, she watched it with me. That's another place I'd like to visit someday too, is New Orleans. That would be a fun little visit. I think it's too humid there for me though. But yeah, the Treme soundtrack, and I had a Kermit Ruffin CD I was looking for, but I can't find it. And he is on here. I think he's, let's see, where is he at? The fourth track on there. I don't know if you can see that there. But yeah, Kermit Ruffin's, I really enjoy that. I really like that more traditional, what do they call it? The New Orleans style jazz. The Dixieland, I think, something like that, kind of that
real
they say.
Brassy stuff.
Yeah, I really learned from watching that show. I absolutely love that jazz. So, but yeah, I'll show that one as my jazz album. And up next is show a country and western album. Again, this is kind of a genre I'm not that big into, but I got to show Ringo's new one here. He's having quite a moment with this, and we got to show Look Up, seeing as he just put out a country album. I don't know if it's a country and western, but it's a country album. So I'll show that one there for that one. And then, okay. Oh, and I forgot to get a prop on this one. I was going to get a prop. Oh, well. But it's, who is your favorite sports team or athlete of all time? I'm not the biggest sports person, and part of it is because my era is gone. It's dead. Well, he's still alive, but he ain't playing anymore. So, and I don't think he's going to make a third comeback either.
And I knew who it was immediately.
Yeah. I absolutely loved, in the 90s, I loved the Chicago Bulls and obviously Michael Jordan. And yes, I know Sam St. John talked about his GOAT for football with Tom Brady. Yeah, Michael Jordan is definitely my GOAT, no question about it. Forget LeBron, forget Kobe. Nobody went to the finals 6 times, won the finals 6 times, and came away with 6 MVP trophies from those finals too. Plus all the other accolades throughout the years in that. Yeah, Jordan is my GOAT for sure. And I was going to bring out a pair of new Jordans I got, since I never get to show those off. I am a sneakerhead because of Michael Jordan and collecting Jordans.
And because I sold shoes while I was pregnant with him.
Yes.
And that's why he's a sneakerhead, I think.
And part of why I'm named Dustin, because she was dusting the shelves. So...
We're talking back in the 70s.
Yeah. Not Dustino. My name is Dustin. So, but anyways, let's move on to the next one here. This was quite a list of questions here for a vinyl community thing. There is a lot more than just vinyl and records and stuff in this. So this very interesting contest you got going here. But you are pushing to 1 trillion, so you got to appeal to a lot of masses there, I suppose, with that. So, but anyways, the next one up is share a concert memory, and I think they said 2, either one you've been to or one you missed even. And I haven't discussed this with you on what I was going to talk on this one, but a good memory I always have for concerts I've been to, and I think you'll know this, is it was a memory I get to share with my sister a lot. My sister's a huge concert goer. She's probably a bigger music fan than me,
I would say.
But she isn't into the media like this as much. I know she's got a CD collection and that, but nowhere near what I've got. But she goes to concerts like you wouldn't believe. I mean, I don't know where she's got the money to do it.
In the summer, she probably goes
4 or 5 a year. Yeah, and big shows. And there was a thing that we could share here that I could afford to go to. Because I don't see how she affords to go to these as is. But it was called the Greenway Takeover, and I've done some videos on it because I was right kind of at the tail end of it when I started my channel. But they would have this. It was a whole weekend of shows starting usually Thursday night on to Sunday afternoon, and they would have this big festival. If you showed up before 5 o'clock, there was no charge. And they had some decent names at it. They had Spin Doctors one year, Everclear. the G Love and the Special Sauce, Big Head Todd and the Monsters. I mean, all kinds of fairly big names. And it was so much fun. And my sister and I would always go to it. We'd get there every day. We'd do the whole weekend. We'd get there every day, right, probably about 4 or 5, 4, even 3 o'clock, depending upon what, kind of local bands and that were playing in the afternoon. And we'd get there and spend the whole evening there, the afternoon and evening, just hanging out and listening to music and that. And it's so sad that they unfortunately took it away. It lasted about 5 years, and it's no more. So
it was really a good family building place.
And a great thing for the community,
music.
and it's so sad that it went away. So I guess that might be one that I'm missing because there's no more to go to. But I do got a story here. Always, it was my birthday one year even, and something else happened that day, a big thing. And I don't want to reveal too much on exacts here, but I was supposed to go see Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, and a friend of mine, she was going to get the tickets, and she lived in a different city at this point. She used to live here, moved away. It was going to be kind of us reconnecting and hanging out, and some other friends of ours, getting together. And she told me she was taking care of the tickets and everything. And that night came, hadn't heard from her. And this was before social media and everything was that big. It was early 2000s. It was like 2001, I think, 2002. And so we had cell phones, but no texting. I don't think you could text back then. I don't know if maybe you could.
I think so.
But I don't know. But yeah, I could not get a hold of her. Concert's coming, and it's my birthday on top of this. So, I mean, this is a real letdown. But yeah, turns out her ex-boyfriend somehow conned her into taking my ticket and went with her over me going. So, because he was always jealous of me, even though we never were anything on that. But I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I didn't get to go see Ozzy that night on my birthday too. That always has really kind of torqued me off. But and he was doing that was right when he started the Osbourne show, and there is an episode of him in our town that night doing that. So you'd probably figure out the date then based on that and what the other event was, because if you watch that episode, you'll know what he was talking about. And I'm kind of sad I missed a little tribute that he did to a certain person that happens to be a Beatle. So anyways, as that kind of, that was a really downer day for me if you're figuring out what was going on that day. But anyways, moving on to the next one. It is shout out to a new VC channel, and I think you might have seen some of his stuff. I don't know. Maybe you've watched a video or two with him, but it's I'm going to shout out. I've shouted him out before, but Uncle Paul's Beatles Pop Playhouse. Absolutely great channel. I think he's so fun with what he's doing. He's showing his Beatles collection, other just pop stuff, and it's kind of, I heard Matthew Street say it recently, it's kind of a cross between Mr. Rogers and Pee-wee's Playhouse. And I think that's pretty spot on. But yeah, he's got a great channel going, so I'm going to give him a little shout out on that. And then let's see, the next thing is kind of random here. We're back to showing albums and show a Canadian artist, and I pulled out my Bare Naked Ladies Stunt album here, and this is a group I got to get really listening to some more of. I really enjoy them. Speaking of my sister going to concerts, she saw them last fall, I think it was. Okay. She got to go see them in Moorhead, Minnesota, and said it was just a great show. Was really surprised how good they are, even minus one of the main guys from this era, but they're still doing pretty well. She said there, so her and her husband both really enjoyed the show. But anyways, let's go on to, I think we're getting down there. Oh yeah, we're at the, I totally forgot to I'm going to have to get up, so we're going to take a little pause here, and we'll just edit it and cut it. Yeah, but this one, it is Happy Birthday, show an album that was released the year you were born. And me being Beatle Dustino, I usually try to go as Beatles as I can, but they're not a Canadian artist, so I really couldn't. I could have showed a Canadian album, but that he said artist specifically. The year I was born, we'll do London Town, Paul McCartney and Wings, and that was from 1978. So there we go. That was my album for that year. All right. I think we do have it there. So that would be all 10 questions. I've had a special guest the whole time, so I'm hoping I get those 2 entries there, and maybe we'll road trip out there for that cheesecake one day.
I am special because without me, he wouldn't be Beetle Dustino because I would been into
This
him
is
since I was
you
12
saw
years
them,
old.
You saw them.
Ed Sullivan show.
She watched Ed Sullivan the day that it happened. I hear the story all the time about her and her friend, who is my godmother. Watched the Ed Sullivan show and them on it way back in February of '64.
And we were squealing like all the girls you saw.
They were about that age, though. So
yeah.
She is a true first-generation Beatles fan, so there we go. And this is why I am what I am, because she has always had on that classic rock music, that oldies, 60s music of her generation. And
both his dad and I have been big into the music of the 60s and 70s, and that's what they got to listen to in the car, unless it was children's tapes, because I worked with early childhood for years. So they either got to listen to kids' tapes or oldies music.
Yep, that was pretty much it. And I've always liked...
Whatever we travel.
I don't listen to the children's music, though. I don't get into that as much, but I do like the oldies. I like all that 50s and 60s and 70s, and they really introduced me to the right stuff, and I've never really... I did start to appreciate the 90s stuff a little more, and I do like the 80s now, too, but it took me a long time to warm up to them, because I always liked their stuff a lot better, so I think they had the best stuff.
Started with the Beach Boys.
Yep,
Went
Beach Boys
to the
was the first.
Beatles.
Yep, Beach Boys was the first, and then the Beatles, and and Jimi Hendrix, and once I got exploring their vinyl collection, that was
and that's why you see the Rent.
10 from the Rents. Yep, that's her records there. So, so, anyways, I'm going to fully wrap it up, though, but before I do, I'm going to once again thank all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and also please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel, and like I always say, if you've stuck around to this point, my dad loves this part. I should almost have you join in. Give it a like. It does really help out the channel and the video. And also, please leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. And do go watch MGK Boston's video and leave him, if you've got a channel, make a video and get an entry into his contest here. And I know he said they're looking forward to watching all these, so I hope we gave you an entertaining one to watch here. So you and your wife there. So
and you got history on him.
Yeah. And Colton, the cat. Colton, the cool cat.
Yeah, we don't have any animals in the house.
No animals. So no cool cat to come running through the screen. I can't have a cat in the house, so I'm quite allergic. So so that wouldn't work. But I think cats are pretty cool, though. I do like watching them. But anyways, I'm going to get fully signing out. And I'm Beetle Dustino and Mama Dustino here.
Mama Dustino.
And we're signing out. Bye.
Bye.